Hi, and welcome to 509A Rehab course, Project 2 for Kaylin Danielle and Ashley Starr. The problem we took a look at was really weight loss and the obesity problem that is plaguing America and global right now by using a self-monitoring system that really changes the criterion as time goes to really push the individuals to be able to lose weight. Now, 66% of Americans were considered overweight or obese in 2003 and 2004, and some of these problems could lead to diabetes, sleep apnea, heart attack, stroke, things that we clearly see plaguing America time over time repeatedly, both in media and out with the body issues and the imaging that's really going on with today's youth. In order to change some of these behaviors, we need the individuals themselves to pay attention to their own actions and the conditions they're living in for immediate and both long term effects. Stressful self regulation really depends in part of truthfulness, consistently, timeliness of the self monitoring in relation to the performance of the target behaviors, such as eating and exercising. We did have to rely heavily that these women were being open and honest with us and reporting back exactly what they've been doing. We really want to examine the effects of behavior change techniques when it does rely heavily on self monitoring. We included a daily calorie consumption for the weight loss in adults and gave the tools to reach these goals for each one of them. So we did choose 3 women. They were all middle class working women, ages 25 to 30. And this gave us a good idea of what a typical working woman would be doing during this time, having both possibility of kids, children, job, and really finding time for herself and the gym, which seems to be a large stressor. Now, we did give them all the materials they would need, such as a journal for them to log, as well as their diet was delivered to them through Jenny Craig. They could choose whatever they wanted to eat, as long as it was under the 1,500 calories per day. This is considered a natural setting as it's self-monitored in the gym and at home. They would only have to give us their results once recorded. Now, in this journal, they would have to log what she ate, when she went to the gym, where her calorie intake was, as well as at the start of this experiment, we did have to do a physical, which required body mass index, muscle mass ratio, etc., to compare to the final results. So it's not just the weights in pounds. Now, this design was recorded for all participants. There were 3 different sessions, each session lasting 2 weeks. The first one, they would go to the gym for 2 times a week for 1 hour, and then that would increase to 3 times for an hour and a half, and then 4 times to 2 hours. So increasing 1 time, and then the duration by 30 minutes each time. Now, they would have to go individually, meaning without us. They could take a gym buddy, but they were not with one another. They would need to go to the gym 2 times a week and then, like I said, continue to increase their attendance and the duration for the exercise. We did have them fill out a weight loss questionnaire about what they would like to see and what was going on with them, and it explained the daily requirements to them with recording and both what they would have to physically do and not do. And the very last visit they had with us, we had the weight loss questionnaire re-administered to them so we could really see if their perspective had changed at all in daily living, diet, and health, as well as exercise. We took the data that was collected from the questionnaires, interviews, and their self-monitoring of the calorie intake, workouts, etc. And we did this every 2 weeks just to kind of justify and see if there was a trend going on and see the correlation between both participants and how closely they stuck to it along with their weight loss. One thing we did see with participant 1, she did stick pretty heavily to the plan itself. As you can see, she did consistently increase both duration and count number times gone to the gym. There's a few slips, but that is to be expected. Just because you can't foresee everything coming. But for the most part, she was fairly consistent. Participant 2, her jumps were a little bit smaller in scale, but you do see there was an increase in duration and times at the gym. There were a few small spots where she did fall off the bandwagon, as you may say. But for the most part, she stuck pretty consistent. Session 2, she struggled a little bit. And our biggest difference between 1 and 2 was in 3 herself. She had steady period of times that were consistent, right on the money, exactly where she should be, but she had longer spans of inconsistency and greater numerical inconsistency. So she can go from a 40-minute workout to a 20-minute workout to a 30 to a 20 and then back up to the 40 instead of staying in a range that was requested of her. And you can see this in the results. The people who stick most closely to the eating habits as well as the exercise habits did end up losing the most weight, and that would be the first participant with 12 pounds, the second participant with 10, and the last one with only 8 pounds. Now you can see the more the time they spent at the gym and stuck to that plan, it really did reflect on it. There have been numerous studies already regarding weight loss, and one of them was on some participants who were at risk for type 2 diabetes already. The individuals, really took to this program to a point they were satisfied with their program, as opposed to in 2008 when there was a study done. There was a larger sample group of 122, but only one actually successfully finished their programs, but they were also offered every skill needed, including fitness activities, diets, behavior support, education, and a support group. Excuse me. Some of the problems that we might see would be lack of family support, financial stress, stress at home. That really causes us to dive into some of those, worst case scenarios and bad habits such as McDonald's and Burger King. That's just really plays into that, as well as stress eating and the way your body metabolizes foods when you are under a lot of stress. Some things we would like for people to consider for the future are things like, do they have family support? Do they need a mentor? Are they financially stressful? As well as adding men to this, because men and women, the way they metabolize their food and lose weight and muscle mass is completely separate from one another, and really digging into that. I hope you enjoyed our experiment, and this was a great semester. Thanks, everyone.